If you clicked on this video because you think that making friends as an adult is harder than it used to be, I want you to know something. There are countless women who feel exactly the same way that you do. But the good news is that friendship is not just something that magically happens when you're young. You are not too old. You are not too awkward, and you're not missing some secret ingredient that everyone else has. You may just be missing the environment where friendships happen naturally. Think about it. When we were younger, friendships happened so effortlessly. When you're in high school, you're surrounded by the same people day after day. It's a proximity and an exposure thing. We didn't sit around and think, where are my people or how do I find my people? We were living shoulder to shoulder with our people. We spent time around them, and over time, friendships happened. And then we become adults and our whole entire environment changes. People move, we graduate, we change jobs, our kids grow up, life gets busy, and we look around and we think, where did everybody go? But the truth is that friendships didn't become harder. We just no longer had everyday built-in opportunities to develop these friendships. The truth is, I am so much better at making friends now than when I was younger. Why? Because I know myself better, because I'm so much more confident, because I can read the room, because I can identify compatibility very early on. I'm far more accepting of differences, and I do not need everyone to be exactly like me or think exactly like me to develop a friendship with them. And honestly, I'm much more willing to just walk up to someone and say, hey, how's it going? Because what's the worst that can happen? Maybe we have a great conversation. Maybe we don't. If it doesn't work out, I haven't lost anything. I just go back to the friendships I had 10 minutes prior. The truth is that friendships take time. So the regular exposure to someone is the thing, it's the secret sauce that's going to help you create new friendships. So many of my friendships started with people that I really wasn't sure about in the beginning, but because we spent so much time together, whether it was in college or it was in an office job, we became friends. We were exposed to each other every day. We had the opportunity to start with small talk and then build to something else and share wins and losses and grow the friendship in the most natural way, slowly over the course of days, months, years. And when you're repeatedly exposed to someone, you get to learn who they are and they get to learn who you are. And sometimes, honestly, we decide about people way too quickly. Friendships take time. Getting to know someone takes time. We need to give people the opportunity and the time and the space to be themselves around us and for them to see who we are. And the myth is that a lot of women think that adult friendships take this great amount of effort. They think they need to be interesting or funny, or they need to want to go out drinking, or they need to just exhaust themselves with boring conversation, small talk. But honestly, that's not true. The best friendships I have are so simple. They're so easy. They require hardly any effort. We make plans, and then before we leave, we put another date on the calendar. We may text in between, we may not, but there's a trust there. There is a mutual desire to spend time together, and there's zero performance. I think the biggest thing that keeps women from developing the friendships that they want is not lack of opportunity. That's really endless. It's fear. What if they don't like me? What if they don't accept me? What if I have to do something I don't want? What if I have to leave my house and get out of my pajamas after 7? And that's so valid, because who wants to do that? But the right friendships do not require in any way, shape, or form for you to become someone that you are not. In fact, the right friendships, healthy friendships, just give you all the space in the world to be more of who you are already. What's exhausting are fake friendships. And a lot of women stay surface level in their relationships because they're afraid to be real. Pretending to agree with everything that someone says, that is not friendship. We are allowed to have different opinions. We are allowed to see things completely differently. And that's actually what makes friendships exciting and different and valuable. And vulnerability matters so much because you're not having a real friendship with someone that you're not being real with. Friendship is a lifeblood. Friendship adds color to all of life. It brings sanity and health and hope and laughter and joy and meaning and beautiful memories. We are designed for connection. We are not meant to go through life completely alone. A meaningful friend is not someone you have to spend every minute of your life with either, so don't think it needs to be that way. Someone lets you be you and you let them be them. It's a person who walks alongside you, sometimes close, sometimes far. If you're watching this and thinking, okay, so how do I actually do this? Step number 1 is put yourself somewhere consistently. Join something that meets every single week, a class, a volunteer group, a club, somewhere where you see the same women repeatedly because friendship demands exposure. The second thing is be willing to initiate. And don't be vague, oh, we should get together sometime. How about, hey, want to grab a coffee on Thursday? Want to go for a walk? Want to go check out that new store with me? That's not being needy, that's just creating opportunity and an opening. And the third is be real. You don't need to show up perfect. Nobody really likes that anyway. People aren't looking for perfect friends, they're looking for real friends, people they can be honest with. One of the reasons that I love bringing women together through experiences and through travel is because it collapses time. When women travel together, they are doing shared things without any distraction. They are eating their meals together. They're having conversations without a timeline, without an ending. They're sharing new experiences and they're outside of their normal routine in a new space that gets your brain thinking differently, bigger, better possibility. And connection happens. And I watch women become fast friends. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, I really wish I had more friends. I wish I had people to hang out with, people to do things with. I want you to know that there are countless, I can't even count that high, other women who would benefit immensely from having you as a friend in their life. Not a polished version of you, not a younger version of you, not a funnier version of you, just you, exactly as you are. You can create the community that you desire. Friendship is not reserved for just a lucky few. Take a small step, show up somewhere consistently, initiate the conversation, and believe that you belong because I know that you do.